Surprise, surprise. Now, I must thank you all for writing all the letters. You sent me millions of them. Actually, I've got a letter here I'd love to read out for you because it's from a lovely little boy. His name is Darren. He's just 7 years old, and he's from down there in Plymouth. And he says, "Dear Cilla, can you please send me a photograph for Jerry, my pet gerbil?" He watches Surprise, Surprise with me, and when you sing the song, his whiskers start to twitch. So I want to put your photo in his cage. Actually, Cilla, I know it's a shame, isn't it? Actually, Cilla, I did have one of you, which I cut out from one of the newspapers, but Jerry ate it. That's charming, isn't it? Well, I don't know about Jerry the gerbil. He sounds more like Hannibal the cannibal. Anyway, Darren, a photograph is on the way, and P.S. I hope Jerry enjoys it, all right? Now, we had another letter recently about a certain lady sitting not too far away from here, from me in the audience tonight. Now, when she was a little girl, this lady took part in a school play, and it was put on by the local vicar's wife. Now, that vicar's wife went on to become a very successful and well-known actress, and that little girl was... Surprise, surprise, it's you, Barbara Harris. Would you like to come down and join me, please? Oh, it's lovely to see you. Oh, Bob. You know, I got worried there a minute, Barbara.
Did you?
Well, you put your jacket on and brought your handbag. I thought you were going to leave me. You wouldn't do that to me, would you?
No.
Well, you know, that super actress was Ruth Kettlewell.
That's right, yes.
And you haven't seen all since all that
No,
time?
I've seen her on television.
You've seen her on the telly?
Yes, but I haven't met her.
Well, surprise, surprise. It's been 40 years. And, Barbara, you're going to see that super actress tonight. But before that, have a look at this.
Is there anything else I can get for you?
Yes, please. I'd like a copy of War and Peace.
Ah, of course, yes. Here we are. You're interested in the works of Tolstoy, too?
Well, I hold a doctorate in Russian literature, actually.
Astounding.
Yes. Also, have you got a copy of Einstein's theories of universal equation?
Yes, yes. You're not...
Yes, a doctor of physics, yes.
Oh, such learning. Is there anything else you require?
But you wouldn't have a copy of Webster's entire medical dictionary, would you?
Yes, yes. Ah. Don't tell me you've got a doctorate of medicine.
No. A hernia.
Ladies and gentlemen, surprise, surprise, Ruth Kettlewell. Come in, Ruth.
Wonderful. Super. Thank you, Cilla. I wrote letters and they've gone astray and everything.
She has...
Yes, it was over a year. I posted one letter over a year, and it came back a year after. We
well,
never
don't blame
found
me.
her.
Oh, but you found her now.
It's
That's wonderful.
wonderful.
40
Yes.
years.
It's a long time ago.
Yes.
Has it been a nice surprise for you,
It's
Barbara?
been fantastic. It's wonderful, really.
Well, I hope it's not another 40 years before you see each other
I
again.
hope not, Cilla.
Oh,
no.
ladies and gentlemen, the lovely
It's so
Ruth
lovely.
Kettlewell and Barbara. Oh. What a lovely surprise. Well, now it's time to find out what our Bob was up to last week in Nottinghamshire.
With me is Jean Simmons, and today we're going to surprise her husband, Colin, who works here at this very noisy Toton Railway Depot. Jean, tell me something about it.
I've been married to Colin for quite some years, and that number of years that we've been married, he's always done quite an enormous lot of charity fundraising for sick children.
And one of the ways he does this, of course, is by taking part in marathons.
Yes, he's recently done the London Marathon, he's also done the Berlin Marathon, and he took part in the Robin Hood Nottingham Marathon with a broken leg.
Now, there is a sense of humour that comes into his fundraising, isn't there?
Yes, a couple of Christmases ago, he climbed a large chimney not far from where we live, just as Father Christmas, in order to raise money to send a small group of children off to Lapland to see Santa Claus.
Oh, right. And how could we make his day special for him?
Colin's always wanted to have a ride on the Wall of Death.
On those motorbikes that go round and round the thing?
Yes, that's right.
Has he ever tried to organise it himself?
We've tried different ways of trying to do it for him, but unfortunately we couldn't get enough of the right people to make it possible for him.
Well, we are the right people because we've organised it.
Thank
He's
you
going
very
on the
much.
Wall of Death. Let's go and tell him. Now, it's in here somewhere. Don't know whereabouts. One of these will be Colin. Which is Colin? Colin Simmons. Where's Colin? I'm looking for him. Oh, he's over there. Oh, yes. This way, chaps. How are you?
Yes.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, yes.
Cilla's sent me to have a word with you.
Yeah.
Now, your wife, Jean, has told me what a smashing chap you are with all your fundraising for the children's charities and things like that, and all those marathons that you do. And she's also told me that you would love to do a certain thing involving a motorbike.
Yes.
What was that?
Wall of Death ride.
The Wall of Death. Can you ride a bike?
Yes.
Well, we've organised it.
Great. Lovely.
Is that all right?
Yeah. Got it in the car park.
No, we're going out as a Brands Hatch to do this. Right now.
Oh, yeah.
Wall of Death. On the motorbike. Well, then, we go this way, Colin. All right. You take your tea with you. He's not dropping his cup of tea.
Well, I'll tell you what, Alan, that looks pretty hairy to me. You sure you still want to do this?
Yes, Bob, let's go and do it. Let's get it over with. Come on, off we go. Okay.
Oh, Alan Ford, how are you? From the Motordrome. This is Colin.
Hello, Alan.
Hello,
Pleased to meet you.
Colin.
Thank you very much.
Now, you're going to take Colin round this Wall of Death, are you?
That's right.
On this?
Yes, he's going to sit on the handlebars, or on the tank here, and help me steer the motorcycle.
What keeps you up there? That's what I'd like to know.
Well, a combination of centrifugal force and the friction of the rubber on the wood.
I'm getting out of here. I'll go watch you from the top. I'll get something to chew, I think, while I'm up there.
Right.
All the best.
Thank you, Bob. Bye.
Are you all right, Colin?
Yes, sitting
Are you
comfortably.
comfortable?
I am sitting.
All right,
Let's
let's
go
go
for
for
it.
it.
Come on, off we go.
When I get me moped out on the road, I'm gonna ride. When I get me moped out on the road, I'm gonna ride. When I get me moped out on the road, I know what it couldn't be. When I get me moped out on the road, I'm gonna ride.
Marvellous, fantastic. I really should have had that breakfast this morning. That's really but,
Can't believe you actually did that.
No, I
What a
can't.
display. Talking about displays, you know that the Royal Signals have all those motorbikes and they make that pyramid?
yeah,
And you know that fella who stands on the top?
yeah.
Surprise, surprise, that's what you're doing next. What position do you fancy?
Well, if the penny for a pound, Bob. Straight on the top.
On the top?
Right on the top there.
Right, get off you.
Wow, this is great, this is. It's fantastic, this up here. What a way to ride a motorbike. I've never rode a motorbike with this corner view before. And, well, it's a bit bumpy, but it's absolutely, oh, well, got to make it. The guy with the bonnet, his head's about 6 inches from the floor. Hello, Bob.
You're right there, Colin.
Yeah,
How was
marvellous. Fantastic. I could play with it all day long.
Could we now? Well, we've got something a little hotter for you now.
Oh, dear. Something else, Bob?
Afraid so. So, get off.
Right.
Have you enjoyed your day, Colin?
Oh, well, absolutely fantastic day, Bob.
Well,
Thank you very much.
you've done as much and more that you ever wanted to do.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Now, I did mention that things were going to hot up a little bit, didn't I?
You did mention that.
Well, a lot, Colin. On your bike, Colin. Just enjoy.
Well, as Bob said, Colin, keep up the good work. And now it's time to join our Tessa Sanderson for the last heat of our Surprise Surprise Olympics. Nunnery Wood and Bramhall High School are already in next week's final, and to join them tonight's winning team, they've got to score 86 points. So without further ado, let's go over to our Tessa at Watford Leisure Centre and meet this evening's two teams. Are you there, Tessa?
I'm here, Cilla.
Great. Well, Tessa, who are the two teams?
Well, tonight in the red, it's St Clement Danes School. And in the blue, it's Townsend Church of England School.
Well, they sound all very excited to me. Who's our guest referee this week, Tessa?
Our guest referee tonight is Olympic hockey gold medalist Sean Curley.
Ah, there he is. Hello, Sean. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Cilla.
Tell us, what are your chances of going for gold in the hockey?
Well, at the moment, we're not favourites, but like all Olympic Games, as a lot of pressure starts mounting up, I think we've got a good chance.
Oh, I hope so too. Well, we wish you and the Great Britain team all the best. And indeed, we wish our two teams there with you tonight. All a load of luck. But Tessa, I understand you've got a few surprises in the relay, haven't you?
Oh, you've been checking up, haven't you? Yes, I have. And instead of using our teachers for the relay, we've got a mystery celebrity.
Ooh, well, I shall look forward to the mystery celebrity later on. In the meantime, good luck to everyone there, and I shall see you later, Tessa, all right?
Okay, Cilla, see you soon. Bye.
Hurrah, everyone.
Bye.
Hurrah. Well, now, let's find out who's looking for who on this week's Searchline. And the other day, our team met Beth van Breukelen from Holland to help her find a missing pen friend.
My name is Beth van Breukelen, and I'm from Holland, and I've come to London today to find my old pen friend, Sybil Bowden. Sybil and I started writing each other in 1950. After writing each other for a year, Sybil came to visit me for 2 weeks, and we had a lovely time. A year and a half later, she came and visited again and brought a friend named Eddie. After that, I left for Canada, and unfortunately, we lost sight of each other. Sybil lived in South Ruislip, Middlesex, and her mother's name is Isabel. I have thought of Sybil so often over the past years, and I would love to find her.
Oh, so Sybil Bowden, if you are watching, please get in touch so that Beth van Breukelen can renew that pension. Now, the number is 071 222 8070, all right? And now let's cast our mind back in time to a remote RAF base near Tobruk in the Libyan desert. Now, the year is 1968, and the El Adam radio service was broadcasting nightly. Now, here with us is the then Director of Broadcasting, John Moore. He has a special Searchline announcement to make, so it's over to you, John.
Good evening. This is the El Adam radio service, better known to all you colleagues as Tears. And here, celebrating 10 years of Tears on August the 1st, 1968, are a group of you, including Mick Cronin, Spooky Darren, Andy Peacock, and Dave Sparville. I'd like to find these and all those other radio mad characters to celebrate what would have been our 35th birthday in August 1993. Do you remember the disco we built in the desert all those years ago? Maybe we could do better than that next year. Hope to hear from you soon. This is the El Adam radio service wishing you a very good night. And now, over to Cilla in the Surprise Surprise studio.
Thanks a lot, John. And let's hope your broadcast brings some results. But it's time now for a bit of Turkish delight. And last week I phoned Uta Bradley, who at the age of 40, you're not going to believe this, but she took up, wait for it, belly dancing. Yes, oh, she's much braver than I am. So I invited Uta to come on the show so we could see her belly on the telly. Now, you want to see Uta's belly on the telly, don't you? Yeah! Right, well, here she is, ladies and gentlemen, Uta Bradley. Come in, Uta. Well, Uta, I have to say you look absolutely magnificent. I mean, thank you, dear. Did you make this or did you buy this?
No, I had it made.
You did?
Yes.
It looks very expensive.
It isn't, not at all.
Now, who do you do this belly dancing with?
I do it at evening classes.
You
once
do?
a week, yes.
You do, and you do a lot at home as well. You practice at home, don't you?
Oh, yes. It's the best time.
When you're doing the housework?
The housework makes it fun, yes.
Now, I've heard how you do it when you're ironing.
That's right.
I mean, what do you do when you're ironing, then? How do you do your belly dancing when you're ironing?
Well, shall I show
me
you?
how? Yes, yes.
Sure. Little
this is
iron wiggle.
That's the iron wriggle.
The iron wiggle.
Oh, I don't know about you, but it's doing me the power of God. And what about, have you got one for the hoovering?
I do indeed.
What's the hoovering then?
Thrust, a hoover thrust.
The hoover thrust. The hoover thrust. Oh, are you ready for this, Terry? The hoover thrust. Oh, oh. Oh, yes, I'm thrusting. I'm thrusting. Hey, I could get into that, Uta. I only wish I could do it with you, Uta.
Well, why not? What's stopping you?
Well, I know you challenged me, I know, last week, but I've got the rest of the show to do.
I appreciate
But we've
that.
got one better than that, because surprise, surprise, we've got a special guest artist for you to do the belly dancing with. It's our the lovely, my dear friend, Faith Brown. Come in, Faith. Oh, Lord, look at that. Yes. Oh, yes.
Where's your belly button?
It's hidden, it's hidden.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, have a sit down. Take the weight off your brassiere. Oh, my But I mean, you know, the mind boggles, doesn't it, me, Faith?
It does, Chuck. Oh, look at me. Surprise, look at you, me too. Sorry, darling.
Well, we are friends, though, aren't we?
Yes.
And we can talk like this. But are you ready for this?
Oh, I'm ready for this.
But,
well, actually, I've been practicing in the dressing room. Now, I've never done a belly dance before in all my life.
Yes.
So, oh, darling, I'm really ready to go, darling.
You are.
I've got to follow you, haven't I? I've got to follow you.
You can try.
Well, I can't wait for this.
Oh, good.
And it's dead
I love
close.
her hair. Very nice. Very, very nice.
Jill, I can't wait for this.
It's a very, very nice hairdo.
Well, I can't wait for this. Can you, ladies and gentlemen? Right, well, off you go, girls. Take up your positions. And I'll introduce you.
Okay.
Yes, stand by, going to be gobsmacked, because here we have the lovely Uta Bradley, accompanied by equally lovely Faith Brown. Didn't they do well? Yeah! We're going to take a break there because I feel a Hoover thrust coming on. See you in a couple of minutes. Welcome back. Well, as you know, we have lots of reunions on Surprise Surprise, and the other day a group of people held a reunion in a London hotel, but the guest of honour was missing. Now, she's not missing tonight. She's right here in our audience, so all of you girls sitting out there, have a look at this and see if you recognise any of your old friends.
Well, it was a long time ago now, but I seem to remember it being quite an impressionable time for us. And being very nervous when we arrived. There were 6 of us, and she must have been as nervous when she arrived as we were the day we arrived.
We had pink uniforms, and they used to call us Pinkies in the town, with those awful white stiff collars that you cut your neck. And, well, I chopped mine up as a baby's romper suit.
I think she was very conscientious in her work. She was very highly thought of by the staff. And I do believe she would have been a favourite of all the children because she had a cuddly sort of figure.
I remember her in the study block. She sat in the front row near me, and she used to suck her thumb when she was concentrating.
Do you remember going up to London to the theatre? She used to do that with me sometimes, and we used to go up to catch the theatre. But we always missed the last 10 minutes of it because we had to catch the train back to be back by midnight. Do you remember that?
I think one of my lasting memories is of her wandering around the grounds with her friend, whom we call Peanuts, who was quite a bit smaller than her, and they were quite a comical duo.
She was a really jolly character, and I think she went abroad. I wonder what she's doing today.
Yes, surprise, surprise, it's you, Penny Barnes. They were talking about you. Come down and join me, please, Penny. Now, Penny, how early on, because I was trying to watch your little face there. How early on did you recognise that they were talking about you?
Not until they mentioned peanuts.
Peanuts? Well, mind boggled by peanuts.
I'm not quite sure, but I think it's because she was so small.
Well, they had this reunion and you missed that.
I did?
Yes, all the girls from St. Christopher's.
I know.
What a shame.
It was sad.
Yes. Well, not too sad. Look up, because surprise, surprise, they're all here tonight to say hello once again. All the girls from St. Christopher's, here they are. Janet Proctor, Sheila Burton, Anne Harnett, Bobby Jackson, Brenda Barnsdale, Caroline Somerville, and Eve Swain. Come in, girls. Going right through the line. Oh, come back up here, Penny. How about that then? Isn't that a nice surprise?
It's a long time.
It's a long time over. They've got more stories to tell. Come on, Bobby, what's this about? I hear about our Penny. Can you imagine this lovely lady thumb-sucking? Yes, tell us about.
Well, she did. I mean, when she got a bit insecure and concentrating. And
When she was concentrating, she used to suck the old thumb.
That's right.
And you say you still do?
Yes.
Well, you're a nanny, but I can't promise you any nappy changing tonight, Penny.
Well, I left the baby at home and my granddaughter.
Oh, you have to. Well, it doesn't matter because where you're going now, you're going up to the green room to, you know, open a few bottles.
Oh, right.
And I'll be up later. I'll be up later to birth the whole lot of you, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, Penny and all her friends. Well done. Join our Bob with more Searchline. Over to you, Bob.
Now with me is Jackie Points, who would like to find a friend that she first met in Italy. Jackie, what were you doing in Italy?
When my parents separated in 1985, I went to live with my father, who's in the RAF, and at the time he was based out in Naples, in Italy.
Now, I know that you and your dad got on very well, but you started to feel eventually a bit isolated and missed the company of your mother, didn't you?
That's right. So my dad introduced me to a wren out there called Angela Jevons, and we became very close.
So this is in your early teens, and you and Angela spent quite a lot of time together over a few years. In fact, she was like a second mum to you, wasn't she?
Well, she was more like an elder sister. She was in her early teens then.
In 1986, you came back to England and went to boarding school in Dorset, but you still managed to keep in touch with Angela, didn't you?
Yeah, she came back to England in 1987, and she used to come to visit me at school and take me out for weekends.
Very nice too. And I know that Angela and her fiancé, Michael Rignall, were based in Weymouth about this time, but unfortunately you changed school, and now at the same time Angela moved, and as often happens in these cases, you lost contact with each other, but you'd love to find her again, wouldn't you?
Yeah, she helped me through a very important part of my life, and I haven't had a chance to thank her for it.
Well, let's hope you can. So, Angela Jevons, if you're watching, please give us a call. The searchline number is 071 222 8070. Or you can write to us at Searchline, Surprise Surprise, London Weekend Television, Upper Ground, London SE1 9LT. Back to you, Cilla.
Now, those of you who saw last week's Spotlight may remember that for a certain guest, things seemed to go to his head. Well, after that show, Skippy vanished, and so did a crate of beer. So if anyone should run across a kangaroo who doesn't give a 4X for anybody, just tell them to off it. And still on the subject of our Spotlight, we had a letter from a Mrs. Terry Hopkins telling us all about her husband, Tom. Now, Tom is 57, and in his local club, he's known as Amman Valley's Pavarotti. Tom sings there most Saturday nights, and his wife told me that Tom has been singing for years, but has never ever done it professionally. Although he has amassed a fair collection of cups and certificates, well, Maestro Tom Hopkins was invited to sing his little heart out for an audition. Let's see if he makes the grade.
Walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope.
Can you hear him? Listen to the lungs on him. What's in the top? Come on, let's go and surprise him.
You were determined to finish that, Tom, weren't you?
I was. Yeah.
And do you know what? I could hear you in Cardiff Centre, the town centre. I could. What a fabulous voice.
Thank you.
and singing one of my favourite songs, Liverpool's national anthem. You're totally gobsmacked, aren't you?
I didn't expect this.
Well, I'm here to tell you that you have passed the audition and we welcome you on Surprise, Surprise, Cilla Spotlight. How do you feel about that?
Oh, smashing. Lovely.
Well, you know, the face goes, but the voice as well. Big and handsome and wonderful. Now, your audience awaits you. How are you fixed?
Yes, okay.
Well, what are you waiting for? Let's go, old Tom.
He loves you not, I think.
Oh, no, if it isn't Mangy Mick, the Maple Leaf Marauder.
You say the nicest things. Come into my arms, you little rosemary.
Oh, get off, get off. You big bird breath. You smell of a skunk.
But I have something more in common with the moose. Do you fancy a big French-Canadian kiss?
Don't. Do you fancy a big French-Canadian belt in the gob?
A girl with spirit. Kiss me.
Kiss you. Oh.
You killed it! Wow, what a kisser. The last time I was kissed like that was when Mick Jagger tried to nut me. Come with me to my cabin in the woods. I will take you away from all this. I want to show you some things. I want to show you my collection of stuffed animals. Come on.
Stuffed animals? Are they wild?
Wild? They're furious. Come on, you're mine.
I'm not yours. You'll never get away with this.
You speak about your boyfriend, the Mountie. Oh, please. I have laid the false trail. By now, he will be freezing to death up in the mountains. So you are mine. Come with me.
Oh, no. Will I never hear Tom's voice again?
How right you are. Never again will Tom be calling you. When I'm calling you.
I will answer to.
This means I'll offer my love to you. Oh, be your own. Because me, I will be blue. I'm waiting all alone.
But if when you hear my love call ringing clear,
Your answer in echo so dear. Then I will know you belong to me. I belong
Thank you. Mark. Tom Hopkins, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Yes, as they say, a Mountie always gets the girl. And please, everybody, give a big warm hand for our Tom Hopkins here. Wasn't he good? Wonderful. Mark. And me frock. We'll take another break, so see you in a couple of minutes. Hee-haw, hee-haw, hee-haw. Welcome back. Now, somewhere in Tamworth, and Mr. Ian Burness is sitting in his armchair. Now, Ian is absolutely mad about football in general, and goalkeeping in particular. Well, he did a bit of goalkeeping himself in his youth, you see, but these days, he's more of an armchair critic. So let's hope he's not nodded off in his armchair tonight, because I'm going to give him a bell. Yes, oh, 10 digits, here we go. 8, 2, 7. Oh, all this waiting drives me crack. Oh, we're on, kids. I'm not giving in. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, is that you, Ian?
Yes.
Oh, surprise, surprise, it's Cilla here.
Right.
Ian, are you there, Chuck?
Yes.
It's Cilla here.
Yeah, you took me back a bit.
Well, where were you, Ian? I mean, it ran for ages. Did I interrupt anything?
No.
Well, where is the phone? Is it were you upstairs or downstairs or in your lady's chamber?
Upstairs.
Oh, you're upstairs?
Yeah.
Well, Ian, I know all about you.
Yes.
What do you mean, yes?
I've got a feeling who's wrote into you.
Oh, you've got your lovely lady wife standing by, have
no,
you?
she's gone. She's ran off.
And that gave you the clue?
Yes.
Well, Linda tells me that you're very good between the posts.
I used to be.
What, you used to be?
I used to be. I've put on a bit of weight since then.
Ah, well, we all have, haven't we? Now, tell us, you love football, and goalkeeping in particular. Is that right, Ian?
I do, yeah.
Who are your favourite goalkeepers, by the way?
Oh, I think it has to be Gordon Banks, I think.
Ah, one of the greatest.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised you didn't... I mean, didn't Bruce Grobler come to mind?
No.
Why?
I'm sorry about that.
Well,
I don't think he's one of the greats.
Oh, what's all Brucey done to you, then?
He's done nothing to me. No, he's good for the game, though. He's got a good character and that. I like his character.
Well, you've given our Brucey the elbow. What about modern-day goalkeepers? Who do you like? Who do you support, by the way?
Birmingham City.
Well, it's your own fault. I've got no sympathy for
you. I'll stick by them.
You stick by them? You're loyal.
Yes.
You're loyal. Well, Ian, you know, when I normally phone people up on the telephone, I invite them to come on the show next week, don't I?
That's right.
Yes. Well, I don't want you in the studios next week.
No.
No. After what you said about Bruce Grobler, I don't know whether I want you at all. No, what I want you to do, you see, we've got a surprise Olympics.
Yeah.
And it's all for kids, and it's all being held at Crystal Palace. The final's being held at Crystal Palace next week. And what I would really like you to do is to put on your green jersey and your big gloves.
Yeah.
And see how many shots you can save from our youngsters.
Yeah.
Now, will you do that?
I will, yes.
You will?
Yes.
Oh, isn't that lovely? Now, what size jersey shall we get for you?
Oh, dear. Have I got to tell you?
Yes, well, we need to know.
It's a 44 chest.
Well, in case you need the shorts. What size shorts? I dursn't ask that question.
No. Have I got to tell you?
You've got to tell me.
What weight?
Your 44 chest.
A 38 waist.
And a 38 waist. A 38 waist. Well, we're all getting a picture here, and we can't wait to see you. Just make sure you bring a big pair of gloves, and we'll see you on the show next week, all right?
Okay, then.
Give my love to Linda when you get her back.
I will do.
What are you going to say to her when she comes back in that room?
Well, I can't really say.
You can't say it on the telly?
No.
Oh, well, give her my love, okay?
I will do.
And I'll see you on the telly next week, Ian.
Yes.
Ta-ra, then.
Okay, then.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra.
Well, now it's time to join our Bob with the latest update on our Searchline appeals. Over to you, Bob.
Thanks a lot, Cilla. Last week we had a special appeal from Australia by Linda Foggan and her brother Gerald Walker, who were looking for their mother Celia and sister Barbara, who they haven't seen for over 30 years. Well, the good news is that Barbara and Celia called in. The family have already spent hours on the phone and are planning a reunion in England later this year. Roy Morley and John Davey were here last week, and they're arranging a reunion for the members of the East Finchley Youth Group between 1946 and 1957. Well, a number of people called in, but we still want to hear from Eric Bacon, who bound that beautiful book for John Davey's father, George. Eric, give us a call, as John would love to present it to you when they all meet up. Remember the Tatler Chorus girls who used to trip the light fantastic back in the 50s? Well, we've had more calls from ex-members of the troupe, and they've now set a date in June for a reunion. And finally, we heard an appeal last week from Robert and Margaret Watt, who back in April 1967 spent an unforgettable honeymoon with 31 other newlywed couples at the Spanish resort of Playa San Juan. Well, couples from all over the country phoned in, and plans are underway for a joint anniversary party next year. But Robert and Margaret would love to hear from their special friends, Tom and Isabel Hepburn. So if you're watching, give us a call. The number here is 071 222 8070. Back to you, Cilla.
Thanks a lot, Bob. Well, let's go over now and rejoin our Tessa and Sean at the Watford Leisure Centre. And I can't wait for this, to meet our mystery guest who's going to help with the relay. Tessa, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Cilla.
Oh, you've had your hair done and everything. It's wonderful, Tessa.
Oh, thanks very much.
Tell us, what are the scores up to date?
Well, Cilla, it's really getting very, very hot in here with the scores. And there's only 1 point in it. The score at the moment is St Clement, who are known as the Danes, 53 points, and Townsend, 52 points.
Oh, well, it's a long way to go just yet.
Yeah.
Now, where is this mystery guest?
OK, I won't keep you in suspense anymore. Let's give a big hand to Timmy Mallet.
Oh, yeah.
Just so wacky.
The sound is deafening. Timmy, welcome to Surprise Surprise.
Thank you, Cilla.
Now, I wonder what you've let yourself in for, dressed like that.
Well, I'd imagine it's a really tough Olympic sport, something like tiddlywinks, you know, or hopping. But I'm in good training here, and I'm going to be brilliant at it, whatever it is.
I'm sure you are.
Well, I know he's dying for me to tell him, Cilla, but I'm not going to, because Sean has got our surprise envelope. So let's go and find out what the kids have in store for him.
Well, Timmy, it's bath time for you, I'm afraid. The kids here have got to go over our relay course as quickly as possible, pick up a bucket of beans over there, and empty them right over your head, Timmy, in that bath.
You're going to do that to me?
Timmy, you poor man.
This is all your fault, Cilla.
I didn't know what was in that envelope. I mean, aren't they cruel to you? It wasn't my fault. They're cruel, aren't they?
Well, as long as there's some fish fingers with the baked beans, I suppose I'll be okay, but you just watch out.
Well, Timmy, I wish you the best of luck. I think I think I better let you all get started before he really gets upset.
Yes, I think so too, Cilla. Go on, get up your bath. Oh, goodness me. Okay, Sean, are you ready?
Almost, Tessa. Come on, kids, off we go. Behind the line now, as quickly as you can. On your marks, get set, go!
The Blues are the winners of the relay, which means that they are the overall winners with a score of 72 points. But sadly, that isn't enough to get them through to Crystal Palace. So bad luck to the Blues, but it was very, very close.
I don't think Tilly...
Sauce setting me up for this one, Cilla. A lot of sauce for this, and I've got a lot to catch up here.
Well, Tessa, can I just... I'm glad I'm not there. Oh, Tessa, what can I say? He's ruined your lovely hairdo.
Oh, no, I will never eat baked beans again.
Well, I certainly will. They look scrumptious. Timmy, God bless you. You've been a terrific sport.
Next time, Cilla, next time, can I have ice cream and jelly, please?
Oh, yes. Yes, and baked beans as well.
Cilla, just before we go.
Yes.
Cilla, just before we go, I must tell you that the 3 people who are through to the finals at Crystal Palace are Nunnerwood High School, Bramwell High School, and from Newcastle, Parkview School.
Oh, terrific. Well done, all you teams. Well, I must say a big thank you to Sean. I've said thank you to Timmy down there. I've dreaded seeing him again.
Thank you, Tessa. Very nice of you.
Ah, look at that. And Tessa, I know when you go off the air, you're going to get some more beans. I look forward to seeing you in Crystal Palace next week. All right, sweetheart?
Yes, me too, Cilla. A little bit more cleaner. Goodbye.
Good night, God bless. Ta-ra. Oh, look at this. Well, now, I'd like to speak to a certain gentleman here in the studio. And surprise, surprise, yes, it's you I want to talk to, Mr. Stanley Butler. Stanley, please, come down and join me. Have a sit down there, Chuck. Now, Stanley, I must tell everybody about you because, I mean, it's a very interesting story, but a very complicated one. And I hope you don't mind sharing this story with all our viewers, indeed our audience here tonight. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because it is a complicated story. Now, before you were born, your mother emigrated to America with your eldest sister, Leonora, when she was just a toddler. And that was because Leonora's father had died in the First World War. Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah.
Now, when she got to America, your mum, she met and married your dad.
Yeah.
But she was missing England so much that she wanted to come back and live here. Now, she brought all the family back, but Leonora's grandmother, who was American, obviously, wanted to keep little Leonora there. Is that right?
Yeah.
And in fact, your mother agreed to that, didn't she?
Yeah.
Well, reluctantly agreed to that.
Yeah.
Well, she came back with the family, and that you weren't born yet.
No.
You came, well, the family came back home, and that's when you were born.
Yeah.
And it was around about this time that your mum was desperate to get back to America again to see her eldest child, Leonora. Is that right?
Yeah.
But it was the 1930s. There was a big depression on, and in fact, the Americans, they weren't letting any immigrants in. Is that right?
Yeah.
Now, I've heard say, because you've never, ever met your eldest sister, Leonora, but you keep telling everybody that you feel now that time's running out on you. Surprise, surprise. You're going to meet your sister, your big sister, Leonora, tonight. You've never, ever met her, but here she is. Come in, Leonora. Goodbye now, and I'd like to say a very big thank you to everyone who's taken part in tonight's show, especially Tessa Sanderson, our very own Bob Cowgies, and, well, we'll be back at the same time next week. Ta-ra! Holding hands, relive the